Welcome to Protect Nature. Today, we embark on an emotional journey through some of the most terrifying natural disasters, from earthquakes that rip the earth apart to giant tsunamis that swallow entire cities in an instant. These terrifying moments not only send chills down our spines, but also serve as stark reminders of the devastating power of nature and the fragility of human life. Experience 60 memorable moments together, and you'll be reminded of the importance of protecting our planet. Our journey begins now. Are you ready? These waves are so scary. They are so fierce that they seem to want to swallow up the houses around them. The flood came like a giant dragon, dragging mud and rocks, submerging the whole town in a sea of mist. Hailstorms destroyed crops and turned the landscape into a torrential downpour. The volcano was boiling. Red sparks were flying out of the crater. The sand and dust rolled like a giant wall, advancing at terrifying speed, swallowing everything in its path. The white tornado looked like a giant funnel stuck to the ground. The earthquake caused the shelves in the supermarket to shake violently. Oh no! The collapse happened so fast that the entire row of houses collapsed like a sand tower. The tsunami roared, creating a thunderous roar that shook the heavens and earth. The sky turns orange-red as a sandstorm approaches, creating a wild and dangerous scene. A huge mass of rock and earth rumbled down the mountainside, sweeping away everything in its path. The flood was so strong that it dragged down a nearby house. The huge mass of rock and soil was separated and rushed down at a dizzying speed. This flood is terrible. They are sweeping away all the cars there. The ice is slowly melting and being carried away by the cold ocean currents. The thick white snowstorm made travel more difficult. The snowstorm buried all the vehicles. Now we have to dig the snow out to get the traffic going again. The whole iceberg is slowly collapsing into the sea, sinking into the cold ocean. The power of this wind is terrifying. The surrounding landscape has become chaotic. This storm was so big that the trees could not withstand its destructive power. The white hailstones fell to the ground with a terrifying sound. The ice began to melt, and the white ice was gradually eroding away completely. A giant tsunami came from afar, engulfing the entire coastline in an instant. Oh no, the road has split into two. Lightning flashed continuously, illuminating the scene below in a terrifying moment. The ground suddenly collapsed, taking the surrounding trees with it. The scene was terrifying. This hailstorm is scary. The volcano roared, spewing red-hot rock and ash far into the distance, falling all around like rain of fire. The dense lightning looked like a giant spiderweb covering the sky. The storm whitened the surrounding scenery. The sound of heavy rain was terrifying. The tall building is collapsing. The whole house is buried in the rubble. The floodwater was flowing so fast that the road collapsed. The storm turned the surrounding landscape hazy, and the trees shook violently. The storm was so heavy that the trees could not bear its destructive power. The force of this wind was so strong that the roof and the trees were both blown off and knocked down. The white icebergs are gradually falling into the sea, sinking into the cold ocean. The terrible tsunami buried an entire city in water. Houses and vehicles were all swept away. The floodwater rose high and flowed rapidly, causing the house to shake and slowly collapse, turning into a pile of rubble floating on the water. The sandstorm was slowly approaching as if it wanted to swallow everything around. The stones were slowly rolling down the mountainside, creating a trail of dust wherever they went. The sandstorm was like a millstone, pulling everything into it, making everything a mess. The power of this storm was terrifying. The roofs of the houses were blown off. The flood came suddenly. In a moment, the house became a pile of rubble. This landslide is terrible. The fire burned down the whole forest. Blocks of rock were rolling down the mountainside. Dust and sand covered the path. This storm was so violent, the trees shook as if they were about to be torn off the ground. Lightning, like things attract across the sky, strike the ground. Let's continue our journey with Protect Nature as we explore the wondrous and challenging forces of nature. The upcoming moments will not only amaze us, but also remind us of our responsibility to protect the environment. If this message resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to join us in uncovering the Earth's remarkable mysteries. Let's work together to safeguard our one and only home. See you in our next thrilling adventure.